to protect against the cyanogen. And comet nuttiness didn't stop in 1910.
Long before 1066, humans marveled at comets. Our generation is beginning to understand them. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are small planets made mostly of rock and iron. Farther out, where it's colder, are the giant planets made mostly of gas. But comets originate from a great cloud beyond the planets, almost halfway to the nearest star. Occasionally, one falls in, accelerated by the sun's gravity. Because it's made mostly of ice, a comet begins to evaporate as it approaches the sun. The vapor is blown back by the solar wind, forming the cometary tail. Then it's flung back into outer darkness, its orbit so large that it will not return for millions of years. These are the long-period comets, and for everyone plunging close enough to the sun to be discovered, there may be 1 billion others slowly drifting beyond Pluto's orbit. Very rarely, a long-period comet is captured in the inner solar system, becoming a short-period comet. It passes near a major planet like Saturn. The planet provides a small gravitational tug, enough to deflect it into a much smaller orbit. Although few comets are captured this way, those that are become well known because they all return in relatively short intervals. Once trapped in the inner solar system, among the planets, the chances of another near collision are increased. Here, a second encounter with Saturn further reduces the comet's orbital period to decades. A comet may take 10,000 years between close planetary encounters, but in this computer study, we've sped things up. A third encounter, this time with Jupiter, further reduces the comet's orbital period. Now, the comet must approach the sun and grow a tail every few years. Since the dust and gas in the tail are lost forever to space, the comet must slowly be eroding. Pieces of it break off. Sometimes, as we've seen, they even strike the Earth. In a few thousand years, if a short-period comet hasn't hit a planet, it will have evaporated away almost entirely, leaving sand-sized fragments which become meteors, and its core, which perhaps becomes an asteroid.
Suppose I were